commonly known as the godfather of Singapore's culinary scene, where he is famed for his boldness and creativity. It's not uncommon to see Chef Otto pushing the younger chefs to think outside of the box, and his common phrases are, "Less is always more," and "Make sure your food says, come and eat me." Today, we'll catch up with Chef Otto to find out more about him. Hi everybody, today we have a very special guest with us, Chef Otto Weibel, and he'll be answering some questions. What made you have the decision to leave Switzerland to come to Singapore?
Okay, first, hello everybody. Nice to seeing you, and well, I think it is in a way a dream of every young chef to go and see the world. When I was 22 years old, and I left actually the first time to London, and then I was on a passenger ship and I traveled the world. I was in Singapore with the boat, and I fall in love with Singapore. And when I go back to Switzerland, I say, I must find a job in Singapore.
Okay.
And I applied, and I got a job with the Shangri-La Hotel. And when I come the first time, actually, Singapore is such, already that time in the 70s, a very exciting city. There was great food, there was a lot of things happen. There was Boogie Street, which was a great fun. So yeah, I loved Singapore from the beginning on.
So you came to Singapore, you started working here, and then you started getting involved in the Singapore Chefs Association. So I would like to know, why did you decide that you want to join the Singapore Chefs Association, and also what are some of your proudest moments that you've had in the Singapore Chef Association?
I actually, when I was in Singapore from 73 to 76, I left for 10 years Singapore. Worked in Hong Kong, in the Philippines, Korea, etc. And I come back in 85. And one evening, the president of the Singapore Chef Association called me and said, "Hey, we have a gala dinner tonight. You must attend." I said, "Hey, I'm already half in bed. I don't want to attend." He said, "No, you must attend." That was Mr. Huber that time. So I attended the Chef Association dinner there, and naturally, from then on, I was a member. I was always interested because, to me, the Chef Association helped to promote chefs, helped to promote our profession. So naturally, it's a natural thing that I joined them. But I also had the feeling the Singapore Chef Association was already that time special. Mm-hmm. We had actually, we had maybe more foreigners, than that. But we had already a good mix, So that time was Joe Yap, I think a lot of people know Joe. Joe was quite strong as a local guy. So in 85 I joined it, and in 90 I got president.
Oh, okay.
5 years later.
Wow,
I took over presidency. I had few different positions, So and right after the World Congress, I was the president. And then I was 15 years the president, and and great time.
I understand that during your presidency, one of your goals was to set up the Singapore Junior Chefs Club. And so I'd like to know, why did you decide that, hey, let's have the world's first Junior Chefs Club?
For us, juniors are very important. They take our jobs. They are our future. What we do without juniors, we all our history, our knowledge gonna die. So this is very important that we take care of our juniors. And that time, I had Jasmine in the committee, and Jasmine is a very great lady, and she done a lot for the Chef Association. And actually, I gave her the project to make the Singapore Junior Chef, to start that. And it was amazing how fast it come up. There was, after maybe 2 years, we had more junior members than we had senior members. It's great to have a committee with young people, with older people, because they have other ideas maybe than we, and we have to listen to them. And
together they can grow as a
we can
community,
grow together,
chefs.
and that was a good thing.
In the 1990, Singapore held this Worldchefs Congress.
Yes.
So I understand that you were very, very involved in this project. So what was it like back then, and what are some of your fondest memories back in the 1990s?
It was actually a crazy time, I can tell you, because we were only 7 chefs on the committee that time, and we took everything ourselves. We made the reservation, we made the hotels, we made the party, we made the thing, transport, everything we organized ourselves. And we have never the experience ourselves to organize such a great World Congress. And actually we were very lucky because the Norwegian Seafood Board gave us a lot of money. Otherwise we would have been big in trouble. So they helped us a lot. My job was that time, I was in charge of F&B. So I organized all the parties, and I was lucky. I was working with also that time, the Westin Hotel, and we had the conference actually, and we had almost the gala dinners and everything in the hotel. So we had great dinners. We had an opening party which was Singapore hawker stall, Singapore history, you know. Then we had a gala dinner, Chinese gala dinner with all the Chinese dancing and everything. But the highlight, I think, was the Norwegian salmon dinner, which we cooked 120 different salmon dishes. And the whole ballroom was made like a Norwegian mountain with iceberg, with ice bears, with thing. We had Chu Hing Boy, you know, which is one of the greatest artists, ice carver. He made it just fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, I believe when I look back, I've been on many congresses, but I think our food and our thing were amazing.
So 34 years later, Singapore would like to host the Worldchefs Congress again. So now in 2024, why do you think Singapore should host the Congress again?
First, it's time again, because actually I go back again. I think in 2004 or 5, whatever, I bid again for the World Congress. I bid in Kyoto, and I lost actually against New Zealand.
Okay.
So I was very sad, you know. So now, okay, we're bidding again, and I believe Singapore has so much for people to see. You know, all the attraction we have, the great hotels we have, the food scene. You know, I don't think there is any country in the world which can beat Singapore in this. You know, we have a great chef association, which I'm very sure we're going to have a very well organized congress. And to me, what is about the congress? We have meetings, they are important, but to me is much more important friendship.
Yes.
I see people from all over the world. I meet different chefs, new chefs, old chefs, and we have a great time together. And what chefs looking for is a very simple thing. Good food. We can guarantee you, come to Singapore and you will have the best food.
The best food
so
and the best
please
drinks.
come to Singapore.
Definitely. All right. So thank you so much for your time. Before we wrap this up, I'd like to ask you one last question, which is, what's some advice you would give to a young cook today that would like to become as successful as you in the future?
Okay. Make an apprenticeship in a good house, in a good restaurant. Work very hard. Be humble. Be who you are. Don't think you are somebody else. You know, some people, they think they want to grow very fast. You have to get your step up the ladder. And sometimes young chefs, they're going to be with 22 chefs. It's not the right way. Be with 28 chefs and have experience. So, because everywhere you work, you can learn something. You know, that's the most important thing, learning. I believe as a chef, you are always an apprentice. You know, there's nothing when you can say, now I know everything. There's so much news happening in the culinary world, you know. There's new kind of cuisines, there's new kinds of technology. So go out there in the world, see the world. I always say, especially in Singapore, you know, we have a lot of good Singaporean chefs, but many of them miss one thing. foreigner experience. It makes you a different person. You know, when I left Switzerland, it takes you away from your usual thing, from your comfort, you know,
To get
because
out.
you're gonna be in a stranger country, and always remember, you will always be a foreigner. As good as you are a foreigner, which is fine, because you're in a foreign country, so you have to accept the rules and regulation, you have to accept their religious, whatever they have, and how they live. But that makes you a stronger person, you know. So go out in the
So
world,
work hard
and work hard, learn as much as possible,
Yeah.
you know, and be humble, be approachable, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I would say young people should look forwards.
Sure. So that's all the questions we have for you.
Thank you
Chef
very
Otto.
much. Pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward that the Young Chef Association is very much involved in the Congress,
Yeah.
and I know you guys are going to be amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Otto Weibel, and I like to welcome to Singapore 2024 to our World Congress.